Masih aba-aba nih. Dia belum?
Ini kan bisa lihat di situ.
Dia. Ini ngomongnya.
Oke, live.
Belum?
Oke.
Selamat sore, selamat siang, selamat malam, selamat pagi. Lengkap nggak ya? Nggak? Jadi subuh belum ya?
Subuh belum.
Selamat bertemu kembali dengan kami dari channel SoundSejati. Ini kita nih udah masuk era new normal ya.
New normal.
Katanya ini era new normal. Mudah-mudahan dari era new normal ini menjadi normal banget ya.
Yoi.
Jadi semuanya bisa berjalan dengan normal, semuanya bisa beraktivitas seperti sedia kala. Yang kangen sama gebetan bisa langsung cus kayak Mas Ayub ini. Kangen gebetan. Kalau kita kangen orderan.
Kami kangen omset. curcol.
Sapa dulu nih teman-teman dari SoundSejati, apa kabar? Mudah-mudahan kalian di sana baik-baik saja. Ya.
AMKM ya.
AMKM, Anda minta kami mutar.
Nonton didoakan.
Akan doakan biar cepat dapat jodoh dan sehat selalu.
Sehat selalu, rezekinya ngalir.
Rezekinya ngalir kayak air.
Kayak terjun kalau perlu. Terus.
Ya.
Cuma belum masuk musim hujan, belum deras biasanya.
Belum terus, jangan itu banjir rumah gua. Banjir, Bablen tuh banjir. Jadi bagi Babilonia, bagi teman-teman yang ingin ke Bablen, hati-hati. Oke, lanjut. Kita sore ini akan membahas mengenai brand Wharfedale Pro.
Suasananya baru nih kayaknya.
Suasana baru. Jadi memang sesuai dengan kondisi kekinian. Kondisi kekinian itu berbau-bau baru. Jadi memang harus diakui bahwa Wharfedale yang hadir di Indonesia saat ini adalah Wharfedale baru. Tepuk tangan. Tema yang kita angkat kali ini adalah New Era Wharfedale Pro Indonesia. Baik, untuk membicarakan sekelumit mengenai sekelumit. Sekelumit itu gimana sekelumit ukurannya? Sejumput apa tuh? Segitu ya? Baik, saudara-saudara, akan kita mulai pembahasan mengenai Wharfedale Pro dengan tampilan yang baru, dengan line up yang baru, dengan semangat yang baru, dan omset yang baru.
Ntar kita ada tamu dong.
Oh iya. Tamunya sampai tuh kok?
Jadi ntar kita ada tamu dari Wharfedale Pro UK. London.
Oh, London.
Kirain UK ujung kulon. London tuh bukan celebut kan itu bukan.
UK itu United Kingdom. Harus Inggris dong kita. Jadi tamunya spesial, dia akan ikut podcast bareng kita. Cuma dia di UK.
Collabs ya.
Collabs.
Peter Parker ya?
Namanya Spider-Man dong.
Oh, Spider-Man. It's Parker guitar.
Ada Peter Peck ntar bergabung sama kita. Tapi nanti kita undang. Ini kasih bagian Indonesia dulu dong.
Betul.
Jadi
Akamsi lah ya enggak?
Taruh, saya pasang ini.
Jadi ini kita akan membahas Wharfedale Pro dengan line up yang baru dengan segala macam yang baru-barunya itu. Dan kita akan memulai dari
awal mulanya dulu
mulai,
biar orang tahu Wharfedale itu aslinya dari mana gitu kan.
Nanti akan dijelaskan juga kenapa tagline kita kali ini adalah New Era Wharfedale. Ini penting, jadi sediain kopi dari sekarang, gorengan,
Sediakan kalkulator.
Nggak
ada.
Santai ya,
Santai.
Jangan hitung-hitungan, gue nggak bisa nih.
Nggak ada rumus, nggak ada teori hari ini, nggak ada.
Oke, lanjut kok Alfian.
Oke.
Singkat, padat,
Jelas. Jadi Wharfedale dari mana ya? Ntar dulu. Kok gue lupa ya? Nggak dong. Jadi Wharfedale itu
Merokok boleh sih?
Oh boleh dong. Ini udah mau bakar tadi belum dia? Bakar nih. Jadi, biar nyantai ngobrolnya kita.
Teman-teman kalau ada pertanyaan langsung ya. Belum ada.
Belum dibahas. Jadi
Wharfedale itu pertama kali ditemukan tahun 1932. Oh, kita aja belum merdeka loh. 1932.
Setengah 8 habis sisa.
Di Medan baru maghrib tuh.
Setengah 8 lewat 2 menit. Jadi ditemukan oleh namanya Gilbert Briggs. Ini penemu atau founder pertama dari Wharfedale. Itu masih zamannya bukan United Kingdom, masih Britain.
Bedanya apa itu?
Britain Raya ya.
Britain Raya,
Kerajaan,
Britain.
masih kerajaan.
Ya.
Masih kerajaan apa?
Masih dari kerajaan sampai sekarang pun masih kerajaan.
PSBB gue, PSBB.
Kenapa dibilang Britain Raya itu ada Scotland masuk situ, Irlandia masuk situ. Tapi kalau di bola mereka
Ini
sendiri-sendiri.
sendiri-sendiri. Waduh, jadi kalau bahas bola panjang lagi.
Gimana kalau kita bahas bola sekarang?
Oke, balik.
Baik, jadi pertama kali 1932 ditemukan oleh Gilbert Briggs. Itu ditemukan di Britain. Awal mulanya ini belum ada nih Wharfedale Pro.
Oh, Pro
belum.
ini belum
Pro
ada ya?
belum ada. Pertama kali itu mereka buatnya khusus di home hi-fi speaker.
Oh, hi-fi speaker.
Bahkan 1932 aja mereka udah bikin hi-fi loh. Jam. Gearhook-nya gimana? Gearhook-nya mana? Maksud gearhook? Oh, ada Kak Umar.
Gearhook-nya mana?
Maksudnya apa ya gearhook-nya?
Kamu Mar?
Kang?
WA aja, WA ke saya tuh. Ada yang kan tak kirimkannya.
Kang, Bandung gimana, Kang?
Gearhook-nya maksudnya apa ini, Kang?
Oke, lanjut dulu.
Lanjut dulu ya, sambil menunggu.
Tunggu balasan dari Kang Umar.
Berarti itu tahun 32 ya?
Tahun
1932 udah buat pabrik.
Udah buat belum pabrik.
Oh, belum pabrik.
Masih home ya?
Masih home, khusus buat hi-fi speaker. Beriring waktu, sekarang di 2020 sudah ada Wharfedale Pro. Jadi Wharfedale Pro ini tetap masih asli brandnya dari UK, cuma factory-nya, tim R&D-nya semua dipindahkan ke Shenzhen, China.
Cina.
Shenzhen, China, dan tim R&D-nya pun itu tetap ada dari UK. Ini banyak nih tim R&D-nya nih. Ada dari UK, dari Jepang, dari Cina, sama Hong Kong. Jadi bukan berarti pindah factory, orang China semua yang ngurus. Jadi tetap ada tim dari UK sama Jepang juga ikut.
Berarti negara sekutu ikut
Negara
ya?
sekutu ikut. Ya.
GU maksudnya GU.
Gehu.
Oh, GU. Kopi doang, Kang, ini kan.
Kopi.
Sama air mineral, Kang.
Jadi ini mereka, ini yang hebatnya ini 95% dari produk Wharfedale itu produksi sendiri. Semuanya, mau gulungan koil, PCB-nya mereka cetak sendiri, elektroniknya mereka cetak sendiri, sampai dusnya itu mereka cetak sendiri, produksi sendiri.
Gue rasa bautnya enggak.
Bautnya juga loh, jangan salah, bautnya juga loh, salahnya. Mungkin ada elektronik yang mungkin ada patennya, itu kan mereka nggak boleh produksi, mau nggak mau harus beli. Terkecuali yang dari itu.
Oh, jadi
95% semua produksi pabrik sendiri.
Oke, berarti gitu. Kita sepakat one stop factory ya.
One stop factory.
Ingat, Wharfedale one stop factory. Jadi kalau untuk QC segala macam ketersediaan spare part nggak usah khawatir.
Nggak usah khawatir. Mereka semua don't worry, be happy. Yes. Mereka udah standar ISO-nya sudah ada, ISO 9001 juga udah standar dunia. Jadi untuk ketahanan kualitas apa segala macam sudah bisa dikatakan mumpuni. Jadi nggak usah khawatir mungkin, waduh kalau pakai touring rental apa segala macam acara event gede sudah siap karena Wharfedale Pro R&D-nya timnya.
Tapi kok katanya lu kan pernah ke sana ya?
Udah.
Itu kira-kira luas pabriknya berapa sih?
Ini aja ya, ini office-nya aja. Branch office-nya di Cina mereka punya danau buatan di dalam. Danau buatan, ada hotel, ada resort, ada rumah makan, karaoke. Itu branch office doang.
Hanya office-nya.
Branch office. Asrama buat karyawan-karyawannya yang dari Europe, dari Jepang ada di situ.
Tapi lu sempat ke ini, ke keliling factory sempat.
Keliling sempat. Mereka ada museum, studio recordingnya. Studio recordingnya tuh dulu biasa yang pakai Jackie Chan. Jackie Chan. Jadi di studio recording ada foto Jackie Chan sama tantangannya. Lagi recording di situ.
Buat suara-suara filmnya ya.
Filmnya.
tangan patah.
Tangan patahnya beneran dipatahin ya. Kalau kita kan biasa wortel, enggak.
Jatuh gitu kan. Mati dari situ ya. Oh, patah hati.
Jadi itu buat brand oven saya sebenarnya itu bayangnya pabriknya. Pabriknya kemarin kita nggak sempat ke sana karena lumayan cukup jauh.
Oh, ini terpisah.
Terpisah.
Brand
Brand office sama pabrik terpisah karena itu pabriknya saya lupa berapa hektar, itu gede banget. Bayangin brand office aja ada danau buatan di dalam, masa pabriknya lebih kecil daripada brand office kan?
Itu kira-kira dari Pinang Ranti sampai Sawangan kali ya?
Buat coba.
Iya. Pinang Ranti sampai Sawangan, tergantung lewat mana kan?
Itu dia storage buat nyimpen barang habis dari produksi aja itu bisa dibilang 1,5 perumahan. Storage buat nyimpan barang-barang hasil dari pabrik.
Oke, berarti dengan kondisi pabrik seperti itu sebenarnya sih udah nggak ada keraguan ya?
Udah nggak ada keraguan.
Sama produk-produk dari Wharfedale yang kita luncurkan sekarang.
Ya, sebenarnya Wharfedale udah lama ada di Indonesia kan. Mungkin saya pernah ketemu orang itu awal-awal tuh dia cerita pas kita bawa new face Wharfedale, dia nanya, wah ini barang saya tahu nih dari zaman dulu, masih zamannya sound system itu cuma ada 3 merek. Ada 2 lah pokoknya, yang dulu gede dan satunya Wharfedale. Cuma sempat hilang dari peredaran, kita nggak tahu kenapa, mungkin makanya kita coba nih buat yang kangen sama produk Wharfedale, kita kembalikan ke pasaran.
Oke, berarti sekarang kita boleh nih ya masuk ke tipe-tipe kali.
Tipe-tipenya.
Kita nanti jelasin. Mungkin kita mau tipe jelasin satu-satu atau
kita urut dong dari
urut ya?
mikrofon, mixer,
Ya.
semacam. Jadi
lanjut.
Di Batavia ini kita sudah pilih-pilih beberapa yang kita sudah masukkan ke Indonesia, karena kalau kita mau masukkan semua, ini line up-nya Wharfedale banyak banget. Dari segala sesi pun pasti cukup mumpuni untuk kebutuhan. Jadi untuk mikrofon kita sediakan mic kabel dan mic wireless kita ada. Jadi untuk mikrofon ini aduh nggak kelihatan. Jadi ada DM5, ada DM5 0SJ, DM5 Pro, terus ada DM5 7, dan ada yang DM5 SJ isi 3.
Pakai koper itu ya?
Pakai koper isi 3. Jadi harga pun lebih ekonomis. Isi 3 dan kita ada mic drum juga. Mic drum ada, dan wireless kita juga ada. Tetap 2 antena lebih. Wah, wirelessnya kita tetap 2 antena. 2 antena lebih baik.
Bukan pesan KB nih.
Bukan pesan KB ya. Cukup. Yang penasaran kenapa kita ngomong 2 antena lebih baik?
Tetap ikutin channel
Tetap ikutin podcast berikutnya.
Produser udah ngomong.
Produser udah ngomong. Produser.
Sini makan dulu.
Ini produser.
Produsernya nih.
Nah, lihat. Berarti pernah lihat di Mangga Besar ya kira-kira ya? Kalau nggak di Mangga Besar, lihat di mana? Di Klasik ya? Lu itu Mangga Klasik.
Jadi Pak Produser, minggu depan kita 2 antena lebih baik ya? 2 antena lebih baik. Minggu depan.
Ingat. Kurang meja aja.
Wireless udah 2 transmitter. Dan tetap 2 antena. Kemudian kita punya mixer analog dan mixer digital.
Bentar, tadi gue mau balik ke wireless ke mikrofon. Ya, ke line up mikrofon. Berarti selain mikrofon kabel, ada juga mikrofon wireless. Nggak cukup dengan itu, ditambah ada line up untuk mikrofon drum. Nah, jadi mikrofon drum ini kalau nggak salah tipenya KMD7 ya?
Iya, KMD7.
Tipenya KMD7 itu teman-teman yang penasaran bisa tanya-tanya langsung ke dealer se-Indonesia ya?
Ya, boleh.
Itu barang sudah spread se-Indonesia, jadi bisa cek langsung barangnya di sana, dan kita udah tinggal nunggu shipment lagi ya. Shipment baru lagi, nanti akan datang lagi barangnya. Bagi yang masih mau order, tunggu.
Habis ya kita ya?
Kayaknya habis.
Dan silakan buktikan dengan kenyamanannya.
Lanjut, kita masuk mixer. Jadi mixer kita ada. Oke. Pak Produser balik. Jadi mixer analog kita punya ada SL824 USB. SL824 USB itu 8 channel, yang tadi 424 itu 4 channel. Wow, ada Pak Pujianto, Pak Kirun.
Pak Kirun, parah lah. Malang.
Pak Kirun.
Kirun.
Oh, korek.
Kalau Malang apa? Re atau Ca?
Ca.
Oh, Ca.
Pioca. Oke, lanjut ada SL1224 itu 12 channel. Dan kenapa ada USB? Karena sudah bisa kirim audio dari laptop pakai USB ke mixer, tapi belum bisa recording.
Oh, ekspor.
Hanya dia kirim data bisa, tapi nerima data belum bisa. Kalau mau yang mengirim data, ada digital.
Kalau ini udah built-in efek nggak?
Udah dong.
Udah
ada.
Mantap lah.
Mantap. Jadi ini bisa dibilang cukup lengkap fitur-fitur dari mixer analog. Kalau mau dibahas, nggak kasihan fiturnya nggak kebagian waktu. Jadi kita hanya keluarin aja luarnya, kita perkenalkan produknya. Kalau yang mau cek ke dealer-dealer kita di seluruh Indonesia, hampir semua yang sudah ada ngambil pasti ada barangnya. Lanjut ke mixer digital. Nah, ini kita podcast ini pakai mixernya Wharfedale, mixer digital. Nggak kelihatan di belakang. Mixer digital sudah 16 channel, 8 output, expandernya bisa pakai Dante atau enggak sudah ASBU digital audio.
Itu berapa channel itu? Berapa channel?
16 channel, 8
channel.
output. Yang punya sertifikasi Dante nggak usah khawatir, ada expander buat Dante. Jadi sudah bisa dipakai untuk integrated system lah. Biasa zaman sekarang kan semua by PC ngaturnya. Gue lagi di mana nih? Gue lagi di India.
Ya, betul.
Ada trouble di Jakarta.
Ya, betul.
Yang biasa mungkin yang pakai Dante tahu kita bisa remote sesuai IP statiknya bisa kita atur.
Berarti internetnya harus mendukung ya?
Oh harus, pasang 100 Mbps lah. Minimal 100 Mbps. Bisa channel 1 dan 2 bisa kok, bisa jadi shortcut. Bisa jadi shortcut. Oh, ada info dari Pak Rangga dari grup kita. Coba bawahnya apa ya?
Bisa jadi shortcut.
Bisa jadi shortcut. Bisa channel 1 dan 2 bisa jadi shortcut. Oke, thank you Pak Rangga infonya. Yang analog belum bisa. Gan. Setahu saya sih kemarin sudah pernah nyoba, nggak bisa sih Pak Rangga. Coba nanti ini ada masukan dari Pak Rangga, nanti coba kita coba cek lagi. Soalnya kemarin kita sempat coba belum bisa.
Nanti kita bikin videonya aja ya.
Ya, kita bikin videonya. Terima kasih Pak Rangga infonya. Kita lanjut.
Ada itu udah berapa tuh? Tadi udah mikrofon,
mixer.
Kalau mixer digital ada yang per model rak juga ya?
Ada, ini baru. Sebenarnya belum official launching buat publik sebenarnya. Jadi itu hanya official launching buat distributor. Dan ada juga kemarin itu baru di-announce buat distributor ada power digital. Power digital baru itu wattnya kalau nggak salah bisa 14.000 kalau nggak salah. 14.000 watt.
Switching ya?
Switching.
Nggak kebayang kalau trafo kan? 1.000.
14.000.
Gue tahu nih, ngangkat ya.
Itu 14.000 loh. Itu buat ngangkat apa nggak tahu itu speakernya. Apa tahu ada yang pakai 14.000 kan di paralel.
Lanjut, ini bisa diatur di.
Oh bisa, iPad.
Hanya iPad ya?
Hanya iPad. Sementara hanya iPad.
Versi
iOS 8 kayaknya terakhir, minimal 8. Jadi yang punya iOS yang lama, mohon maaf karena aplikasinya support iOS minimal 8. Kita lanjut. Kita dari Wharfedale pun punya punya power amplifier. Jadi kita ada khusus yang kita masukkan, sementara masih yang trafo, ada CPD series itu CPD 2600, CPD 3000, CPD 2600. Dia 4 ohmnya itu 4 ohm di 2600 watt dan 8 ohmnya itu di 650 watt, dan ada CPD 3600. Ini dikejar waktu nih, karena kita janjian sama Peter nih. 3600 itu 4 ohm di 3600, 8 ohm di 870. Ini kita kebanyakan kelakar.
Gini aja, mungkin di announce-nya ya tipe
ya, oke.
Untuk spesifikasinya
Nanti belakangan. Jadi power kita ada CPD 2600, 3600 dan 4800. Terus ada speaker aktif, kita ada DVP series, DVP AX 12, 15, double 15 dan 18.
Ini bodi plastik atau bodi kayu?
Ini bodi kayu,
Oh,
DVP. Untuk bodi kayu DVP series, dan untuk bodi plastik kita ada PSX 112, PSX 115, dan yang paling baru tipenya new face-nya itu Typhoon AX12. Ini Typhoon. Dan untuk portable kita punya EZ12A. Untuk speaker pasif kita punya Impact 15, Impact 18, Impact double 18, double 15 juga ada. Dan terus untuk instalasi speakernya kita punya program series, itu program 105, program 205 double 5 inch, dan terus Sigma 8, Sigma 10 dan Sigma 12. Dan line array kita juga punya, ini bannernya line array, gambarnya aja. Nggak muat kalau kita taruh sini, nggak muat. Robo.
Ada Pak Fendi.
Wes, Pak Fendi.
Pak Fendi, apa kabar Pak Fendi?
Oh, kesini loh. Oke, untuk line array kita punya sementara yang kita masukkan double 10. Jadi ada double 10, terus WLA 210X, ada WLA 218 sub untuk subwoofernya, subwoofer double 18, dan kemarin kita baru masukin WLA 210X sub.
15
Ya, X 210 X sub namanya. Jadi itu double 15 buat flying subnya. Nah, ini sementara yang produk-produk line up yang kita masukkan di Indonesia hanya itu. Mungkin kedepannya kita akan ekspor lebih mengenai produk-produk dari Wharfedale Pro, karena ini katalognya tebel banget, Pak.
Berarti dari penjabaran tadi itu memang udah cukup bisa menjelaskan bahwa sekarang Wharfedale new era. Artinya dari line up yang tadi udah disebutkan juga udah sangat banyak dan akan kita ekspor lagi beberapa tipe-tipe yang memang pasarnya memang ada di Indonesia. Karena juga Wharfedale sampai saat ini brandnya tuh nggak pernah mati.
Nggak pernah mati, mereka upgrade terus.
Betul.
Tipenya
dan permintaan dari customer juga masih tetap ada. Gitu.
Dan ini Wharfedale, jadi kita permintaan sebagai distributor nih, kita kasih input ke mereka. Oh, di lapangan orang pada pengennya speaker kayak gini dong, kurang itu, kita report ke mereka akan tampung. Mereka akan usahakan buat seperti yang diinginkan pasar. Jadi
mindsetnya memang dia ini ya,
mindsetnya mereka open minded ngikutin pasar, bukan open minded. Wah, ini maunya kita buat gini, kita buat kayak gini, mau lu harus jual dah pokoknya kayak gini. Mereka terima masukan dari kita.
Berarti dia cukup paham ya, artinya kerjasama antara pabrik, factory sama distributor.
Bahkan kemarin pun pas ke sana, saya diminta buat report, bukan diminta report yang bagusnya. Cacat speaker gua di mana, jeleknya di mana, lu kasih tau gua. Biasanya kan factory mau nunjukin speaker gua paling bagus. Ini nggak ada lawan lah. Ini malah mereka minta yang jeleknya di mana, lu kasih tau gua.
Gentle ya,
gentle.
Laki banget itu.
Laki banget. Prinsip orang Jepang dan UK gitu kali ya.
Ada yang nanya nih Pak, mana kopinya? Ini Pak kopinya Pak.
Gue udah serius tanya juga, gue udah serius. Sedih nggak sih hati gue gitu?
Oke, kita mungkin kita lanjut sama Peter Peck ya.
Ini
Ini kita mau undang Peter Peck.
Siapa nih Peter Peck?
Peter Peck.
Peter Peck tuh ini penyerang tim Inggris. Oh salah ya? Itu Peter Crouch. Oh Peter Crouch itu.
Itu mah band dari Bandung dulu.
Oh iya. Boril.
Ngobrol. Yang kemarin kita bahas ya.
Salah.
Sembari menunggu, ini saya lagi chatting sama si Peter. Ya, harusnya dia sudah standby. Hey, ready when you are. Oke. Meeting ID.
Berarti Peter Peck udah collab masuk sini, kita bye-bye ya?
Oh jangan dong, tetap di sini dong. Bantuin
Ini sama Atta Halilintar katanya mau nyediain kopi. Coba di telepon dulu, telepon.
Telepon Atta.
Udah ada yang tanya kan?
Iya. Dandanin dulu ntar masuk sini.
Jadi ini kita undang Peter, teman-teman yang kendala dengan bahasa Inggris, nggak usah khawatir, bisa komen, nanti kita bantu untuk translate. Karena kalau kita mau sambil ngomong, kita sambil translate, nggak cukup waktunya. Password. Dia sudah ready dan menunggu.
Biar lu pakai headphone.
Pakai phone dong.
Lu pakai headphone. Iya. Aduh, posisi biar enak di sini, Nang.
Aduh, ada
lalat.
bukan lalat. Nggak tahu.
Pak Peter. Mr. Peter. Oh, Mr. Peter.
Sembari menunggu Mr. Peter Peck.
Sebenarnya kalau gue sih penasaran sama yang itu, sama Rhino Rock Pen.
Nah,
Itu kan sempat gue sendiri nyari-nyari di Google. Ini sebenarnya apa sih? Kenapa dia segitu menjualnya Rhino Rock gitu? Karena pasti ada alasannya kan. Kalau gue lihat sih itu gambarnya badak. Kalau badak kan kuat kan. Nah itu nanti mesti ditanyain tuh, karena mungkin bukan pertanyaan gue doang, kayaknya pertanyaan teman-teman yang lain juga kayaknya ke situ juga, Rhino Rock gitu.
Jadi mudah-mudahan ntar kemarin gue sudah sempat kasih clue ke Peter. Mudah-mudahan dijelaskan sama Peter hari ini. Sebenarnya bukan Rhino Rock doang. Jadi itu ada teknologinya dari Wharfedale itu Iris.
Enggak, tapi kalau untuk chat Rhino Rock ya?
Untuk chatnya Rhino Rock, untuk Iris itu teknologi drivernya dari Wharfedale. Makanya kenapa Wharfedale itu unik tuh, selalu bentuknya kayak ellipse. Kenapa itu teknologinya mereka itu disebut Iris X. Kalau diperpanjang itu increase radius, increase sensitivity.
Itu kepanjangan.
Iris. Untuk teknologinya mungkin dari Peter akan jelaskan lebih lanjut. Kalau memang nggak ada, next time kita akan membahas. Oke, Peter.
Peter, where are you?
Hello, Peter. Oh, I can Peter, I cannot see your video. Hello, Peter.
Hello Peter.
No video. No video. But in here, your video is still not coming out. Only your sound. Okay. Try to leave and rejoin again. Oke.
Kita lagi di mana sekarang nih?
UK.
Kita lagi di mana?
Oh, kita lagi di Batavia Studio. Sesuai kebutuhan. Kalau lagi demo kita ngomongnya demo room. Kalau lagi live streaming kita ngomong studio.
Kalau tamu ruang tamu.
Kalau ada tamu kita ngomong ruang tamu. Kita sesuaikan kondisi. Jadi ada kendala video dari Peter sembari menunggu kita lanjut.
Nah, mungkin tadi yang teknologi yang tadi tuh.
Ya,
Jadi
Iris.
ada teknologi lain yang perlu kita kasih teasernya sedikit ke viewer. Rinor apa, terus Iris itu teknologi apa? Mungkin rasanya sih ada teknologi lain lagi.
Ada. Jadi ada kayak teknologi double round buat low frekuensinya. Itu biasa itu teknologinya itu dipakai di pembuatan speaker monitor studio. Jadi ada half round, double round sama ada satu lagi saya lupa apa namanya. Itu biasa itu konsepnya dipakai di studio monitor.
Jadi teknologi tadi itu emang nggak semuanya dipakai di semua tipe.
Nggak semua. Cuma kalau Iris itu semua speaker pakai teknologi itu.
Betul, speaker. Termasuk iPhone ini yang baru.
Typhoon ini kalau nggak salah pakai juga. Iris.
Pernah ada yang nanya, kok iPhone belum ada yang 15?
Lagi pengembangan. Lagi pengembangan. Kemarin kita juga sempat nanya juga kok cuma 12. 15-nya lagi pengembangan. Ditunggu tanggal mainnya. Ini pun Typhoon ini historinya karena dia dengar pasar di Indonesia. Makanya dia bikin Typhoon.
Oh, khusus nih ya?
Khusus. Jadi dia buat Typhoon, dia ngomong di Indonesia disebut sebelumnya pernah request perlu yang kayak gini, dibuatlah Typhoon. Mungkin dia sudah bicara sama engineer-engineernya juga, keluarlah Typhoon dan keluarlah PSX series.
Nah sekarang kita sembari nunggu Mr. Peter Parker itu, kita bicara ini aja. Peter Peck.
Waduh.
Itu basket. Peter Pan dulu.
Pak Paudi kepalanya nggak ada Paudi.
Nah ini kan yang banyak bergulir ini akhir-akhir ini kan PSX ya, tipe PSX. Nah tipe PSX itu artinya sejauh mana dia bisa menembus pasar dengan fiturnya yang dia punya ini. Artinya kan kita kan pasti kalau buat menembus pasar kita lihat dong, speaker ini kalau dibandingin sama fitur yang ada sama harga yang kita tawarkan, ini bisa masuk nggak? Kan nggak ada cara juga kita kasih tahu harga ini berapa nih PSX. Kan pasar di Indonesia.
Untuk PSX kita kasih tahu nih price list. PSX ini untuk 112 per box 12 inch itu sepasang 11.200.000. Sepasang.
Oh, masih list dong.
Masih list 11.200.000 dan untuk yang 15 inch-nya itu 13.200. Hello Peter. Sit. No. Still your video is still not coming out. Still no video. I think maybe you can restart your laptop maybe. Okay, sure. I will waiting you.
Kayaknya di sana juga lagi PSBB.
Oke, Peter mau restart laptop lagi. Kemarin kita sudah technical meeting sama Peter. Kita sudah cek koneksi, semua berjalan lancar. Tapi tidak tahu kenapa hari ini.
Udah saya sama lagi dari kabel kayaknya.
Kayaknya kabelnya di lockdown juga. Jadi kemarin diinfo sama Peter di UK masih lockdown.
Oh masih?
Masih lockdown. Jadi dia sudah lockdown 4 bulan.
Nggak bisa naik Gojek dong ya?
Nggak bisa naik Gojek, nggak ada Gojek situ. Situ Uber. Komen Facebook dong, liatin apa tuh ada yang komen.
Oh iya.
Kita
mau nanya dulu. Komen.
Itu di pojok apaan? Sabu operasi itu pojok?
itu Peck 18.
Peck 18.
Pasti.
Tinggal 18.
Pasti. Untuk yang mau dengar reviewnya PSX 112, 112 kita udah pernah bikin.
115.
115 ya?
Iya.
Oh, 115. Udah hujan di luar. Mudah-mudahan internet kita tidak terganggu karena hujan. Karena seperti yang kita tahu sendiri, Indonesia apabila hujan, internetnya ikut kehujanan. Jadi review PS115 itu sudah berapa kali kita angkat videonya juga. Dari kita unboxing sama hasil suaranya gimana dan speknya. Teman-teman bisa lihat di sosial media kita, ada di Facebook, ada di Instagram juga, ada Instagramnya Wharfedale Pro Indonesia juga ada, Facebook fanpage-nya Wharfedale Indonesia juga ada, bisa di follow untuk update mengenai produk-produk yang ada di Batavia Putra Prima mengenai Wharfedale, ada fanpage-nya. Kita kayaknya hampir semua brand ada fanpage-nya ya, semuanya ada. Jadi Mi Pro pun ada fanpage-nya, bisa di follow. KFK sistem ada juga, Extreme sama VXT juga kita ada fanpage-nya, bisa di follow.
Where's Peter?
Apanya?
Peter
belum gabung, dia lagi restart. Internetnya kemarin sih lancar, lebih lancar dari kita kemarin.
harusnya di London.
Di London. Ini kemarin Wharfedale yang banyak habisan kita DPP ya.
DVP
2015-nya kita.
Karena yang dari bahan kayu ini dengan harga DVP
Mau bocorin dong, kita bocorin. Double 15.
aktif speaker kayu
DSP ya?
Udah DSP. Jadi ada
berapa model?
Ada 6 pilihan DSP.
Apa pilihan?
Ada flat, live, monitor, terus vokal, sama satu punch. Jadi ada 6 pilihan DSP. Amplifiernya sudah kelas D.
Oh, kelas D.
Jadi gede
Ini silent fan atau
udah silent dong.
Oh,
Kalau di kelas
sama ya?
iya sama dong. Kalau kelas D kan
pasti
udah
silent.
cooling fan. Nggak ada fan-nya, udah pakai cooling plug gitu.
Oh, yang
besi gitu ya. Ini kita bocorin harganya.
Untuk double 15.
Double 15. 20 juta per set. Aktif. 20 juta. 27 juta.
26 kali. Enggak, 27.
Hello, Peter. Your video is still not coming out. Still no video. No. Maybe if you look in the Zoom, there is video. You can switch to your webcam. You can see us in here. Okay. Share screen-nya di. Ya. Let's. Okay. Try now. We already open your screen share. Okay. Okay, we can see your screen share in here. But still no camera. Nah. Only black background in here.
We can see you, Peter, but it's okay. Your voice is good.
But your voice is good. Yeah. Your voice is perfectly good in here. but only the video. I think it's okay if your video is not coming out, but your screen share is great in here. Maybe di situ ada settingannya nggak? Buat video.
VCam-nya di dia apa? Display bit.
Your camera is on, but di sini ada nggak settingannya? Settingan buat video di Zoom. I don't know why this happened. Stop video, no pin video.
Sekarang kita bahas dulu aja kali yang kelebihan gitu.
Let me try to ask to, there is notification ask to turn on your video in there.
I got a message to start my video.
Yeah.
Which I've done, and I agree.
Still not coming out.
And I had my hair cut specially.
Maybe we can start the screen share, because I don't know why this video is not coming out in here. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, just do the screenshot and put your picture in Zoom. Okay, that is Peter. The screenshot. So, guys, this is Peter from Wharfedale Pro UK. He's joining with us, but the video is not coming out, so he just used the picture screenshot his face. So, if you want to know who is the Peter, this is the guy with the picture, not with the video. Oh, check so good. Okay, Peter, this is your time. We show how about the Wharfedale Pro.
Guys, thank you very much for having me. I'm sorry for the technical. Is there any time you put me in there, or I'm going too fast, just shout. Okay?
Okay.
Now, what I wanted to do was, first of all, tell you where I am. I'm a little bit south of London in the UK. It's throwing it down rain. It's a horrible day in the UK. So I'm in my home studio there. This is west of where I work from in the UK. At Wharfedale Pro team around the world.
Okay.
We've been talking about active speakers. cap, you know, the you've got to look inside the cabinet and what makes up an active speaker, because basically all they are is a box, maybe a couple of drivers and an amplifier. You know, they're not massively complicated things. So we need to start looking at some of the detail that goes into making an active speaker. So here's a picture. I don't know if you can see that one yet. Here's a picture of one of our compression drivers. This is a tweeter that goes into an active speaker. And it's a highly engineered precision component. All of these parts of a Wharfedale Pro compression driver are made by Wharfedale Pro. So it's all built in-house. If ever you have a chance to hold a compression driver, you'll realise how heavy these things are. They're really massive blocks of metal. Now, a compression driver has a coil inside it. And basically, if your coil is too small, it gets hot. And if your coil isn't sensitive enough, it wastes the power from the amplifier. So we really try and make our compression drivers efficient. And this is really where this IRIS comes in. So IRIS stands for increased radius, increased sensitivity. So when you see this, it means that we've increased the radius of the coil, which is better for cooling, because these compression drivers can get so hot. You know, you turn the volume up on an active speaker and there's a lot of power going in there. And of course, the power has to be dissipated somewhere. So it is dissipated in heat, and you need to get rid of that heat as quickly as possible. And the increased sensitivity basically means that every watt of power that you put into a compression driver, you want that converted into volume. You want to be loud. So this is really where our IRIS technology comes from. So I was saying about going in the music store or the store to look at active speakers, and you know, comparing a Wharfedale Pro compression driver on the left there in that picture to a competitor's compression driver on the right. And you can really see the difference in construction quality. You don't get that from just looking on the outside of the box. You really need to look inside these active speakers to see how they're made. You know, what are the cooling designs in them and so on. And that's a really good example of things that you just don't see. So on the left, obviously, Wharfedale Pro compression driver. On the right, the competitors. And frankly, we were absolutely shocked when we found the quality of that brand leading compression driver on the right. So they're just things to look out for. Other things with active speakers or speakers is the metal plate on the back of the woofer. So on the left, we can see a woofer from Wharfedale Pro. Here we've got a 15 centimetre metal plate. And in the middle of it, you can see a big hole, and that's for cooling. On the right is a competitor's woofer, which has only got a 12 centimetre metal plate and a really small cooling hole. And it just means that they're not dissipating the heat as efficiently as our Wharfedale Pro drivers are. And these Wharfedale Pro drivers, as I said, are all built in-house by Wharfedale Pro. So those are two things inside the active speaker to watch out for, which is the HF compression driver, the tweeter, and the LF, the subwoofer of the active speaker.
Another thing to look out for is bi-amplification. So all Wharfedale Pro active loudspeakers are bi-amplified. That means that they have an internal crossover which splits the signal into a dedicated amplifier for the high frequencies and a dedicated amplifier for the low frequencies. And it means that we can tune the amplifier power exactly right for the high frequencies and a different amplifier for the low frequencies. So it means it's really finely tuned internally. And as I said, all Wharfedale Pro active loudspeakers use that configuration, they're bi-amped. Another thing to look for with active loudspeakers is fans. And that is a horrible, horrible looking fan on that picture because it's just full of dirt, it's full of dust, and it adds to product unreliability, basically. So we don't like fans at Wharfedale Pro. Fans put the price up because it's a moving part. It adds to noise, and it can add to reduced reliability of a product. So all Wharfedale Pro active loudspeakers, so it's using the back metal plate of the product to dissipate all the heat that builds up inside the active speaker. Just, you know, these are just useful things to look out for when you're thinking about an active speaker. So we've spoken about the compression drivers, the main transducer, the LF driver. We've spoken about the crossover and the amplifiers and the fans. They're just good things to look out for when you go to the store and when you're looking at competitive products. Just check those things out, because with the Wharfedale Pro active loudspeaker, hopefully I've explained the background of those. All clear so far? Everything good? Yeah. Okay. Everyone can hear me okay. I'll just carry on then, shall I? Okay. So the next part is to really talk about PSX series. A new lineup of active loudspeakers. Okay. And there's two models in the range, a 12-inch and a 15-inch. These are our what we call entry-level loudspeakers, really built at a people's price, so high power, built so everyone can afford them. They're all-round, versatile, active loudspeakers. First up, we have a look at the front panel. On them, there's 3 carry handles, so they're great for getting in and out of gigs. We've got a hybrid symmetry horn, which disperses the sound in a very wide configuration. So that means that you don't need so many of these PSX to really fill a room. It's got an all steel full face grille. So dust, insects, water, that type of thing, it's stopping all the dirt getting into the moving parts. We've got a brand new transducer in it as well, the 2-inch voice coiled LF driver. We've got the 1.75-inch HF voice coil compression driver, which, again, going back to what I was saying, 1.75-inch voice coil is a really class-leading dimension. No other speaker in this price point really has a coil that big. And as I said, the coil size is really important in dissipating the heat that builds up inside the active loudspeaker. Around the back, we've got rigging points, which allow a PSX to be really used in installation. There's hands-on treble and bass controls. We've got a link output, which lets you connect multiple PSXs together so you can daisy chain them. Inside it, we've got 2 amplifiers. Like I was saying earlier, bi-amplified, 2 amps. So we've got one for the low frequency and a dedicated amplifier for the high frequencies. And it just gives it that definition. The sound is everything. Of course, there's protection circuits. So if you turn it up too loud for too long and it gets too hot, it'll take care of itself and turn itself down or shut itself down accordingly. So you're not going to cause irreparable damage to the product. You've got mic and line inputs, and again, no fan. Okay, so the whole of that back plate is used for cooling, which is really important. It's something to look for when you're looking at active loudspeakers. That convection cooling, we believe, is really important. Okay. Here's a little picture of the drivers. Lovely shiny drivers. We all love looking at drivers. And as I said, these are custom made by Wharfedale Pro. Okay. Yeah, I love looking at drivers. They're the best part. And then here's the lineup of the specifications. The small 12-inch model has a peak power of 700 watts, which is 350 watts continuous. We tend to be very conservative with our power ratings. As I said, when you go into a music store and you see stickers on the front grills that say 2,000 watts, 3,000 watts, it's not always true. Watts is a measurement technically of heat. So we tend to be very conservative with our product specifications. So 350 watts for the 12-inch, 450 watts continuous for the 15-inch. And in the end, they really do move some air. You know, you turn one of these up and you can feel it. 130 dB max SPL at 1 meter. So that is probably enough for most small to medium size events. Okay. So PSX, it can be used in so many different environments, from churches and houses of worship to schools, colleges, DJs, theatres. But another area is obviously install, and bars and clubs and restaurants, that type of thing. Excuse me. So we provide really detailed measurements and so on for the installer, just to make it easy. And there's mounting brackets and pole sockets and so on for them. So with the rigging points, you can basically put a PSX into any type of environment, on a pole or hanging from the ceiling, wherever you want it. And of course, there's the specifications, and you can read those specifications on the website as well. The important thing is that there's 2 models, 12-inch and a 15-inch. They're bi-amplified. They use convection cooling. They've got the largest HF compression driver voice coil in their class. And around the back, they're dead simple to use. So if you're experienced or not, you can tune it using the treble and bass controls, just to your own personal taste. You know, we've all got different ears, so it's nice to be able to reach around the back of a product and just quickly tweak the sound. So I can't hear you guys.
Yeah, we can hear you clearly in here.
Okay, excellent. Any questions about PSX that I can help answer?
This question: can PSX hanging using the steel sling in the room? think maybe for the installation. Sometimes they are hanging the speaker in a.
Yeah, good question.
Yeah.
Because in this picture I'm showing,
Yeah.
obviously we're showing it on tripods. But yes, PSX has 4 M8 rigging points.
Yeah.
So you just put in the rigging eye bolts,
Yeah.
and then you can easily suspend it from a ceiling or a tri-light or a bar. So no problem with the installation side of things.
There is question to Ken. PSX using for the monitor, I think. SEC monitor.
Yeah, another very good question, thank you. Because the pictures that I'm showing here also don't show it in a monitor position either. So on the side, you can see, maybe you can see, but the shape of the cabinet will lay on the floor, no problem at all, and the connectors still fit in the back in a monitor position. So yeah, we should take some photographs of it being used as a monitor, I think.
Because,
so yeah, monitor or install or on a pole, no problem.
Because people love multifunction of the speaker. You can hanging, you can put on the PA, you can use for the monitor, everything in one function, multi-function speaker.
Yeah, and it also has rubber feet on it as well.
Yeah.
So you can stack them on top of each other, or you could just put them on a very nice dining table as well. So yeah, it's sort of anywhere you want to take it. There's handles either side and one on the top, so pretty easy to carry. And with a handle either side, you can get the drummer to help you in as well.
Cool. Yes.
Okay.
Okay, it's cool.
Here. Yeah?
Yeah.
Everyone happy with PSX then, yeah?
I think maybe one of the best seller in here is PSX and DVD for now.
Okay, sorry, say that again.
PSX is one of the best seller Wharfedale Pro lineup in Indonesia for now.
Okay. Of course, you know, these PSX, you can easily put an active subwoofer with them as well.
Yeah.
You know, if you really want to move even more air, a 15-inch subwoofer with the PSX 112 is a beautiful combination. Or maybe an 18-inch subwoofer with the PSX 115. You know, that really is impressive on stage. So, you know, they're fantastic, versatile, hard-working, active loudspeakers. But with a subwoofer, it's even tastier. Okay.
Sorry, Peter. The last year I visiting the Wharfedale Pro in China, they are showing me the PSX subwoofer, but it's still now for the, I think, still in the progression maybe. They show me in the demo room.
Okay. I mean, at Wharfedale Pro, we are always working on new products. The R&D team are crazy busy with lots of brilliant ideas, some very exciting, some that need a lot of work. And for sure, we need to have a very powerful active subwoofer. We've been working on it for some time now, and we hope to have some really exciting news in the not too distant future. Of course, things are very difficult. You know, what with COVID topics and shipments, it's all pretty complicated, moving things from factories into ports and so on. It's difficult times with the pandemic, but we hope to have a really very interesting, very exciting active subwoofer in the near future. Yeah.
Yeah, because they show me the PSX 15 subwoofer, but they say it's still in development. So I hope we can soon see and hear the PSX subwoofer, because a lot of people ask us the speaker active for the PSX is good. Why they don't have the PSX sub?
I understand. Me too. Okay, I really want to see it as well, and hopefully not too long. It is heading towards our factory, basically.
Yes. So we have explained to them the PSX subwoofer still on progress and on development. So please wait. Please patient and wait.
Yeah. All good things come to those who wait.
Yeah.
So, patience, it's coming. And when it does come, just like with PSX having the largest voice coil, high frequency compression driver in its class, the new subwoofer will also really have some category leading dimensions to it. There's lots of subwoofers in the market.
Yeah.
We need to do something different and better, and the new product, I think, will really answer those needs.
Cool. Can we continue?
Of course, yeah, no problem. So in our active lineup, we have PSX, which is basically our good loudspeaker. We have Titan in the middle, which is our better series, but at the top we've got Typhon, and Typhon is our best active loudspeaker. It uses all of our premium technologies, our premium drivers. So we wanted to find a name for it when we were developing it, and wow, basically we found a name because it's an ancient mythological name of Typhon, and he was a giant that brought fear to his enemies. It sounds really big and powerful, and naming it after a god is pretty brave, but it is. It's really powerful. It's really big. So Typhon comes as an active 12-inch model. It's got the full face grille and so on. And on the left, there's a model which is the standard model called AX12. And on the right, there's the AX12 BT. So exactly the same electronics, but the BT version has Bluetooth connectivity. And you can also stereo link Typhon AX12 BT. Oh, excuse me. You can also link Typhon in a stereo pair using TWS technology, so no cables involved. The power of Typhon is 140% more powerful than our sort of middle of the range Titan AX model. So it is the most powerful active speaker that Wharfedale Pro make, and it really sounds like it as well. When you listen to one of these in the wild, they are really moving some air. Okay, so two models, one with Bluetooth, one without. Both models are 12-inch, and both models use the same electronics, basically. If we have a look at the front panel, we've got multiple carry handles. There's 5 of them in total. Really easy to carry around. You can carry them between 2 of you. And the design sort of incorporates the handles. So when you look at one closely, it's a really sexy design. You just want to hold it and touch it. The dispersion on it So how the high frequencies come out is dispersed at 100 degrees by 80 degrees, so really wide sound coverage. Okay. Just like with PSX, it's got the full-face steel grille, which we find to be really important for installations and hard-working performances. You know, these active speakers get beaten up all the time by really hard-working musicians and performers and so on. So they need to last, and these steel front grills help protect these products, because they surely have a hard lifetime. A lot earlier on we were talking about transducers and drivers, and Typhon uses a brand new LF transducer, the low frequency driver. It has a 2.5-inch voice coil, which is category leading. Very few other products at this price point have a 2.5-inch voice coil. Most of them are still in 2-inch territory. So, you know, they're things that you don't see when you just look at the front cabinet. Just bear in mind those things about voice coils and how the heat is dissipated and how the power is handled, because a 2.5-inch voice coil is pretty impressive. The material we use in the cone of the LF driver as well is really quite unique, because it has a moisture rejecting characteristic. So you can actually put a Typhon into quite damp conditions. Usually with loudspeakers, the material of the LF driver, it's made from paper in the end. It's a fibrous paper. And as soon as you start getting dampness into a loudspeaker, the paper just rots. Whereas with Typhon, there's a special material that we're using in the LF driver that protects it from moisture buildup. So a lot of people use these in gyms and health centres, that type of thing, where sometimes places get really sweaty and damp. so it's a good feature for Typhon to have. Again, we're using a 1.75-inch HF compression driver, which is, again, you know, pretty unique at this price point. And then there's a really nice little cool feature where there's a blue LED that glows in front of the HF. So when you're on stage or trying to impress people, you can turn the blue lights on, and Typhon looks really cool. Okay? Obviously, around the back is where all the technologies are. And we've got 2 Class D amplifiers inside it with, again, convection cooling. And I'm going to start a new subject now called DSP. We haven't really spoken about DSP yet, digital signal processing. And Typhon, this is one of the big things that sets apart Typhon to PSX. Okay, so PSX doesn't have DSP built into it, no signal processing. When you get to the top of the range, you do get, you know, the top of the lineup of active speakers from Wharfedale Pro, you get the Typhon that does have DSP, and we've got 4 modes of DSP. I'll go a little bit more into detail with that in a second, but the DSP button is on the rear panel, and that lets you flick between the settings. There's also a low pass filter button. So if you put Typhon on the floor as a monitor, you might want to filter out some of the low end that's going on, because the floor will resonate the sound. So when you lay it on the floor, just flick that low pass filter and it'll roll off some of the bottom end. There's also the switch which turns on and off the blue LED on the front. We've got the XLR link output, and that lets you daisy chain multiple Typhons together using a cable. Mic and line inputs, of course, that's what you'd expect, and switches to switch between mic and line. And then the real tasty bit is the Bluetooth input, marked in red there. And of course, it's got an LED, and you can see when you're connected over Bluetooth. Talking about DSP, okay. I don't know how clearly you can see those graphs, but basically with Typhon, there's 4 modes to it, and you just tap round them. It cycles round the 4 modes according to how many times you tap the button. There's a flat response, okay, and the flat response is fantastic if you're maybe plugging in your guitar effects to it. So it's full range flat response. So you've made a beautiful guitar distortion effect using guitar pedals and things. The last thing you want to do is have your speaker sort of tweak that sound. You've made your sound, maybe you've made it using headphones, and then you play it out on a speaker that's colouring the sound. That's not what you want. You want your sound exactly as you programmed it using your guitar pedals. And that's a great application for the flat response. Another DSP mode is the monitor mode. So if you're laying Typhon on the floor as a floor monitor, this DSP mode's really been made to tune it nicely and pull out any rumbles that you might get. There's also a bass response DSP setting, which pretty much does what it says. It boosts the bass, but it doesn't just boost the bass at all volumes. It boosts the bass at lower volumes. So according to how much output power you're using, it will increase or decrease the bass. It's a little bit like a loudness control. Okay, so when you've got the Typhon turned down low, you can just tap that bass button, and it gives it a bit more low-end power when you're not giving it the full volume that you normally would. And then finally, there's a punch mode, which really tightens up the sound. There's a bit of compression in there as well. So those 4 DSP modes allow you to tune the Typhon to your own personal taste or to the surroundings of the room. Okay? So that's the DSP of Typhon. Yeah. And at this point, I was going to ask, how are you? I'm doing a lot of talking. Any questions about Typhon so far?
So far, it's not question for the Typhon.
I'm sorry, say that again.
For now, there is no question about the Typhon. Yeah.
Okay, no questions. Okay. I've got a couple more bits about Typhon. So, again, I said about how much we love looking at drivers. Okay. Something's very special about the low-frequency driver of Typhon is that we're using what's called flat wound wire windings. And that really is another thing that you never see, but inside the cooling of Typhon LF driver is really efficient because of this special flat winding. And that's an advantage that Typhon has really got over a product like PSX. So if you're thinking, PSX or Typhon? Well, hopefully, the DSP, the increased voice coil sizes and things are the advantages that Typhon has. Okay. Typhon also has rigging points on it, so it can be used as installations flying from the ceiling. It has pole sockets, and as we discussed before, it has multiple handles as well. So you can put Typhon pretty much in the same positions as you could a PSX as well. So rigging and on stage, no problem at all. And its monitor position is really interesting. Well, I find it interesting. Maybe you don't. I don't know. But when you make a loudspeaker, if you design it to be completely versatile, then in the end you do sort of compromise the shape. So for Typhon, we didn't want to make it the regular monitor shape because it would have changed the sound of it. So the way we use Typhon on the floor is it's supplied with a monitor wedge. So we haven't compromised the cabinet shape just so it'll go on the floor. We've supplied it with this accessory plastic bracket, basically. So you pop that on the floor, then you put Typhon on the bracket, and you haven't compromised the actual sound of the Typhon cabinet itself. So, yeah, Typhon goes on the floor with its included wedge, or it can be flown using rigging points, or it can go on a pole. Okay. Specifications. As I said, you can read all of these on the websites and so on, but basically the continuous power output of it is class leading. 720 watts RMS power, RMS continuous power, and that gives you 129 dB max as SPL at 1 meter. So yeah, not recommended to stand at 1 meter in front of a Typhon because it it's loud. And just like with PSX and all of our other active loudspeakers, they're bi-amplified, so 2 amplifiers. We're using convection cooling, and the LF driver has the flat, voice coil windings. Okay. So there's the Typhons, the Bluetooth model and the non-Bluetooth model. Our flagship active loudspeakers, and they get used in all sorts of environments. There's tour bags for them as well, so if you're gigging you can wrap them up nice and warm. And again, I think probably one of your questions is going to be about subwoofers, and the exciting thing about the PSX subwoofer that's coming is that that also will work beautifully with Typhon as well. So with the new subwoofer, it should work perfectly with any of our active loudspeakers. Okay, so that's really the sort of Typhon overview. But you said you've got no questions. So no questions about Typhon.
Sorry, I mute my body pack. So there is no question about the Typhon. Maybe I have the question. I have the unique story about the Typhon. So the last year I'm going to, when I visit the Wharfedale, Mr. Jun saying, tell me about story why the Typhon made the dongle for the monitor. It's quite funny because Mr. Jun say, so we told the R&D team we want the speaker can be used the monitor, but they forget to make the design for the monitor. That's why they give us the dongle to put the Typhon for the monitor position.
Maybe. I prefer the story that actually if you change the cabinet shape, you're going to change the sound. So, yeah.
Sorry, I think there is a problem.
There's a problem.
Wait. Your song is not okay. Peter?
Yes?
Yeah. There is trouble. This my headphone amplifier is
Getting down.
Getting down.
Oh.
It's okay.
It's okay. I can hear you
Okay.
now.
Perfect.
Yeah. Why there's a lot of trouble today? Yesterday it's no trouble.
Sorry.
So the typhoon is. I have a question. Is the typhoon use the iris technology from the Wharfedale?
Yes, it does. It does, but we haven't really sort of marketed it that way. Technically, it has the same dimensions as the Iris X driver, but we just never. We made some tweaks to the HF driver for Typhon, so to avoid confusion between Iris X and Iris X, we haven't used the Iris X name for Typhon HF driver.
Sorry, Peter.
But
Peter, your video is coming out now in us, so it's okay. You can use your video, not use your picture, because your video is
Really?
coming out. Yeah, your video is coming out in us now.
You share. Okay, hang on. Oh. Well, you can see, you are screen sharing, stop share.
Yeah, we can see
Hey!
you. Now your video is coming out now. Why? I don't know why.
Oh,
I think the Zoom is hand us, maybe.
good. So look, I have my hair done. Yeah, good.
You look great. So in room now we have marketing team and technical support team and the marketing communication team. They are watching
Wow.
you now, and they say you look handsome, still young.
Oh, guys.
Still young.
Still young.
You're too kind. Well, I don't know what to say to that. I can only talk about product.
I hope next time maybe Anders can join us. I hope. I miss the Anders beard.
Yeah.
So
So maybe next time I grow a beard. I don't know. Yeah. Okay.
okay, cool.
So was that you? Has that been useful to go through those products like that?
Yeah, it's quite cool.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Maybe we can continue
To DVP.
to DVP. I think.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So let me share screen.
Okay.
Okay. So so we've spoken a lot about active loudspeakers, and the PSX and the Typhon are all basically ABS plastic active loudspeakers constructed of obviously a plastic, and that's very durable material, but it has its own sound. You know, you listen to a plastic active loudspeaker and you can sort of tell that it's got not a plastic sound, but it sounds different to a wooden cabinet. And you know, people have different tastes, people have different ears, and you know, some of us really prefer the sound of a wooden cabinet loudspeaker. Generally speaking, there's three types of woods that are used in constructing wooden loudspeakers. On the right, you can see a close-up of chipboard. Okay, and chipboard generally is used in really low-cost loudspeakers. It's not a great material, not a great material for the sound. As you can see, there's lots of air gaps in it. It's not very solid, but it's cheap. So, excuse me, I'll just have a small drink of water.
Yeah.
But yeah, chipboard's cheap. In our DVP-AX models, we're building it out of MDF on the left. Okay, so it's not the premium material to make loudspeakers out of. The premium material really is plywood, birch plywood. But for DVP-AX series that we're going to talk about, the material chosen is MDF, which is the good fair balance between quality and price. It's a good material to work with. It sounds very good as well, and it's a lot stronger than chipboard. And actually, once a loudspeaker is painted and it's all looking shiny in the shop, it's very difficult to tell what is it made out of. So my recommendation to people looking at wooden active loudspeakers is first really check what they're made out of. And as I said, the material chosen for DVP-AX is MDF, and that's a really good compromise sort of mid-range material to use. If we have a look at the full lineup of DVP-AX, we've got subwoofers, we've got monitors, we've got full range models, we've got 2x15 as well. So used in lots of different applications. They're just really great hard-wearing active loudspeakers, and there's sort of something for everyone in that lineup. If we firstly look at the materials that we're using. So this is a close-up of the Rhino Rock paint that we spray them with. And Rhino Rock is a pretty vicious material. If you rub your hand on a Rhino Rock finished loudspeaker, you know about it. It's rough. And it's really built for the road. You can slide these Rhino Rock products in and out of a truck or across a stage, and because of the sand that's used in this paint, they really are hard wearing. You said about going to the factory. When I was going around the factory myself, we went to the paint shop. And they were painting, obviously, all the subwoofers and DVP-AX as well. And as we left the paint shop, I found this guy outside painting a gate for the factory. And he's using Rhino Rock. Okay. So it's really, it's really durable.
This is in the branch office in the China or the factory?
Yeah, no, this is in the factory. In the factory up in Jian in China. And the paint shop is just to the left of that picture. So if you follow the hose that he's holding, it goes all the way back to the paint shop. It's brilliant. But it's just a really good example of how really durable this Rhino Rock paint is. Amazing. Okay. While we're still in the factory, here's a picture of the soak testing that is done for all of the active amplifiers. Okay, and what we do is we put all of the electronics on a long soak test, and depending on the product, that might be 48 hours, it might be 10 days, you know, case by case. But every piece of electronics that comes out of the factory goes through a soak test, load test, to make sure it's all reliable and working. And here we can see all of the DVP AX amplifiers being run through their tests before they're mounted into the products. Okay, it's a bit of a mess, but there's so many wires. But the important thing is that every component, every amplifier, every crossover, all of the AC transformers are all tested and soak tested and load tested. So let's have a look at DVP AX in a bit more detail. As I said, it's made of MDF material. It's covered in rhino rock paint, so really hard-working material. This one uses the Iris X HF compression driver, 1.75-inch HF compression driver. If ever you get the chance to look inside a DVP AX, try and grab hold of that compression driver, because it's massive and it's very heavy, and it really dissipates heat very efficiently. The LF driver again has a 2.5-inch voice coil, so same voice coil size as Typhon, but doesn't have the moisture rejecting characteristic that Typhon has. Okay. It has two handles either side, so that's quite easily understandable. And on the front, it has a wide port mouth, which is great for enhancing the low end or for keeping your beer and things in as well on stage. No, don't keep your beer in it. It's for sound, not for putting things in. Okay. Around the back, these slides are becoming sort of familiar now. Okay, we've got two amplifiers inside DVP AX, one for the HF and one for the LF. Again, we're using convection cooling, so no fans. I'll come back to the DSP next. It's got the high pass filter, which makes it great if you're using it in the monitor position. And we've got balanced mic line inputs and a simple 2-channel mixer, so you can control the balance between different microphones that you've got plugged in or different instruments that you're plugging in. The DSP inside DVP AX actually is more powerful than that of Typhon. So the DSP in DVP AX, we've got 6 settings, so more options. We've got flat mode, which, as described before, is great for guitarists that don't want their sound influenced by the tone of the loudspeaker. But the two sort of new ones above what you get in a Typhon is the live mode and the speech mode. So speech mode, pretty obvious what it might do. It boosts frequencies that you'd need for speech. Okay, so sort of that mid-range area of sound that really needs definition. The live mode, though, is really quite unique, because live mode gives different characteristics for each input. So input A is great, in the live mode, input A is great for a microphone. It has an EQ curve to it that really helps mic use. And input B actually is great for a guitar as well. So in the live mode, you can plug 2 different instruments into DVP AX, and it just gives it that little boost, especially that suits, or we think suits, microphone and guitar combinations. Of course, everyone's got different ears, every room is different, every installation is different. So we're not saying that is what it must be used for, but you can just play around with those settings. It's a 6-position click, click, click DSP switch. So wherever you are, try those different positions and you'll find one in there that makes the sound really sweet. Very briefly, the monitor models, because, sorry, that, if I go back a slide, that is the full range models. So the DVP AX12, DVP AX15, and the DVP 215, the DVP AX215. Okay, so those 3 full range models. And the, I'll go through that slide again for you. The monitors have slightly different electronics behind them. The monitors have got a 7-band graphic EQ on them. No internal DSP in the monitors, but we're using analog 7-band graphic on those. A very handy thing about the monitors is that they've got a speaker output, a slave output. And what that lets you do is connect to another passive floor monitor. So DVP AX is an active floor monitor, and it has a powered output socket that you can connect to another passive loudspeaker. That is really great if you're on stage, because it just cuts down on all the cabling that you might need for your system. You can just daisy chain to another 8-ohm loudspeaker, and the amplifier itself of the DVP AX monitor will power that as well as its own internal speaker. Okay, so that's the monitors. Subwoofers. This picture applies for the 18-inch single sub and also for the dual 18-inch sub. Very, very simple to understand, really. We're using convection cooling again and a massive Class D amplifier. It's got an input, as you'd expect. We've got a phase switch on it, because sometimes bass can get out of phase, and in different rooms, different conditions, you might want to just try flicking that polarity switch if you've got some sort of phasing problem in your room or in your system. There's also a low-pass filter control, which will help you tune it to whatever tops you're using it with. And there's analog outputs of through and one with a high-pass filter. So you can connect it up to pretty much anything. If you want to daisy chain to another subwoofer, you can, using the through socket. Or if you want to connect up to your top, you can use the HPF output as well. So very sort of basic controls for it, but that's all you need. All you need to do is move a lot of low-end energy, and that's what the DVP AX subwoofers are doing. The subwoofers, in fact, I think I found a little mistake in my presentation there. Let me just check something. But the subwoofers are very simple to operate, nothing particularly complicated about them. Sorry, almost there. My mistake. So, and the 18-inch sub goes up to 1,200 watts peak. Okay. So that's really the DVP AX series, all-round workhorse active solution. But because they're made of MDF, they have a very different sound character to PSX or Typhon. Yeah, they have a different sound, different feel, and a lot of it is personal taste. You know, we find people really are fanatical about wooden cabinet sound, but also we find people that are fanatical about plastic cabinet and the protection and the durability that you get from a plastic cabinet active loudspeaker. So that's sort of the lineup from me. You know, Typhon, PSX, DVP, AX. Any questions about DVP, AX?
For now, I think there is nothing question about DVP, but a lot question about they have a problem with the language, but I think I will try to summary all your presentation in the last before we closing the live streaming. I will translate your presentation to Indonesian language for them, so it's okay. They just confused about the some people is not quite good in English, so that's why.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
It's okay. It's okay. That is my job. I will translate your presentation in the quick summary to them, so they can understand what all your presentation for today.
Okay. Maybe next time I learn some Indonesian.
Yeah, because if we have a thing before, how about you're doing the presentation, and if we doing the translate, it will take a lot of time. That's why you say 1, 3, 4 words, and I will translate to them. It's take a lot of time. That's why for the last, I will translate all your presentation to Indonesian language.
Great. Thank you. Good. Okay.
So I think ada. So your material is already done, Peter? Your presentation?
Yes, all finished. I think I've done too much talking. Yeah.
So, okay.
Yeah.
Do you have some word for the people in Indonesia about the Wharfedale? Some little words, some greeting for them.
Yeah. Just really to say, thank you very much. I think your communication is really encouraging. It's great to get such positive feedback. We've got a lot of people on Facebook and our web pages and so on. And it's really positive to hear so much enthusiasm towards our products. Of course, that happens around the world, but especially I've noticed in Indonesia, there's this real spark of live sound and entertainment and so on. So I think, everyone loves music, everyone loves sound, and I'm really feeling the energy that's coming especially from Indonesia at this time.
Yeah, you must come to Indonesia next time.
Yes, please. I'd love to.
Actually, there is the last year. Actually, we have the schedule with Mr. Jun to visit Indonesia, but it's a bit delay because I think there is some exhibition and delay in the early 2020, but the pandemic like this, it will be delayed again.
Yeah.
Because for now we do not have an event for the launching Wharfedale Pro in Batavia Putra Prima. So maybe next time you will come and we can make an event for the launching Wharfedale Pro Indonesia in Batavia Putra Prima for officially.
Yeah. Great. Well, yeah, clearly the pandemic really affects us in many different ways. But I'm really honoured to have been able to join this podcast and this live stream. It's great. Works really well, and it's lovely to put a little wave to everyone. And you know, distance is only a thing, isn't it? We can communicate very well this way.
So we are in the 21st century. If technology is more bigger now, so it's not a problem if the pandemic like this. But technology will handle it all.
Yeah. Great. Well, thank you so much for having me.
Okay, thank you, Peter. See you in the next podcast. Maybe.
Next time.
Next time.
Take care. Thank you.
Okay,
Bye-bye.
Oke. Bingung kan? Pauji dong, Pauji. Lah, itunya mana? Ini. Hostnya kita. Oke.
Lagi upload.
Oke. Oh, nggak usah pakai sih, nggak apa. Oh iya. Nggak usah. Jadi bingung. Pauji, ada yang ngerti? Saya nggak ngerti juga, Pak.
Ya tadi ada pertanyaan dari Pak Cornelius. Jadi rasanya sih bukan dari Pak Cornelius aja yang pertanyaan ini, dari kan tadi kan dari materi yang di present sama
Peter
Peck itu kan rasanya kan materi keseluruhan tipe-tipe dari Wharfedale ya. Mungkin yang bisa kita nanti sampai nanti tuh summary-nya aja yang apa namanya yang menonjol teknologinya seperti apa penjelasannya, sama nanti mungkin yang tadi yang saya tanya juga masalah Rhinorok teknologi itu pen itu Rhinorok pen, mungkin bisa dijelasin Koko.
Jadi yang tadi dijelaskan sama Mr. Peter itu ada 3 line up speaker aktif yang kita masukkan di baterai Putra Prima, ada PSX series, Typhoon series, dan DVP AX series. Dimulai dari PSX kali ya, PSX speaker kabinet sudah full grill dengan kapasitas wattnya 500, yang 12 in-nya itu di contek dulu. Lalu 350 watt itu RMS, peak-nya 700 dan PS5115 itu 450 watt, peak-nya di 900 sudah pakai kelas D. Tanpa kipas, udah pakai convention cooling system namanya itu, jadi sudah tidak pakai kipas lagi, belum punya DSP tapi ada treble dan bass. Mungkin yang kurang familiar dengan DSP, lebih familiar dengan treble bass, lebih gampang kan, tinggal kurang bassnya tinggal tambah, treble kurang tinggal tambah. Itu untuk PSX.
Lainnya lagi DVP ya.
Ada naik kelas tertinggi dari speaker aktifnya yang dimiliki Wharfedale untuk saat ini, untuk speaker fiber plastik itu adalah Typhoon AX12 ini. Sebenarnya ada 2 tipe itu, yang tanpa Bluetooth dan menggunakan Bluetooth. Jadi yang kita masukkan tanpa Bluetooth. Karena kalau Bluetooth itu izin postelnya banyak, yang harus diurus. Typhoon AX ini sudah 720 watt RMS, peak-nya 1440, sudah voice coil 2,5 inch, sudah ada 4 internal DSP.
Oh, sudah ada
DSP. Teknologinya ya, dari drivernya pun mengadaptasi dari teknologi Iris X yang tadi saya sebut itu increase sensitivity, increase radius. Jadi itu teknologinya mereka dari Wharfedale itu, mereka itu kalau bahasa gampangnya ini mereka buat transducer itu yang lebih tahan panas. Jadi saat SPL tinggi nggak cepat panas, jadi sensitivity-nya tidak terlalu drop, dan range-nya pun jadi lebar. Karena ini contohnya ini Typhoon ini dispersinya tuh 100 derajat kali 80 derajat. Jadi 100 derajat itu udah lebar, karena standar biasa 90. Misalnya ini udah lebih lebar coverage areanya. Sama juga sudah full grill. zaman sekarang speaker kalau nggak full grill nggak kece, jadi sudah
Nggak milenial ya?
nggak milenial. Cuma ini kalau PSX itu bisa digunakan untuk monitor, untuk Wharfedale Typhoon bisa digunakan monitor, tapi menggunakan dongle. Nah, dongle-nya pun itu sudah dikasih, jadi setiap pembelian Typhoon di dusnya sudah disediakan dongle-nya.
Tapi yang menarik tadi sih sebenarnya sih teknologi yang tadi Iris itu ya?
Ya, Iris.
Tadi kan penjelasannya bahwa dengan memakai teknologi Iris itu transducernya tidak cepat panas, terus juga dispersinya lebar.
Dan konnya itu dia kalau warna apa? Corongnya itu sudah menggunakan aluminium plate, bukan plastik.
Oh, bukan plastik.
Bukan plastik. Jadi aluminium plate.
Gua kira plastik.
Makanya angkat aja berat nih. Berat tuh ketok aja tuh aluminium plate. Jadi itu emang teknologinya dari Wharfedale Pro.
Berarti teknologi itu memang dibikin sama Wharfedale Pro ya?
Ya.
Untuk memang diperuntukkan untuk beberapa tipenya Wharfedale.
Beberapa tipe. Makanya banyak di pasaran itu yang orang-orang lama yang sudah menggunakan Wharfedale pasti ngomong Wharfedale pasti unggul di high drivernya. Karena
tapi teknologi ini memang sudah digunakan sama tipe Wharfedale yang terdahulu atau memang
sudah mulai dari Titan itu sudah menggunakan.
Oh, untuk tipe-tipe yang dulu sudah.
Tipe lama itu sudah gunakan itu kalau nggak salah Titan terus EVP. Tipe lama itu sudah menggunakan. Dan ini dari yang fiber, terus yang kita ke speaker kayunya itu ada DVP AX series, itu dari 12 in, 15, 18, double 15, dan ada monitornya juga. Ini pakai cat Rhino Rock Paint.
Nah, tadi kan ada penjelasan dari Mr. Peter. Itu tadi juga ada pertanyaan juga, saya juga ikut nanya juga untuk Rhino Rock Paint itu. Karena yang pernah saya lihat itu logonya badak. Kalau untuk badak biasanya kuat.
Jadi Rhino Rock
sama laki-laki muka badak di sini.
badak.
Enggak tahu malu ya.
Muka badak. Makanya kalau kita pegang bodinya DVP pasti agak kasar. Kasar.
Tapi hatinya lembut kayaknya.
Hatinya lembut. Rhino Rock Paint. Jadi ini cat yang digunakan dari warna.
Sorry, berarti itu merek ya?
Kayaknya bukan merek. Kayaknya cat. Mereka yang namain catnya. Catnya itu lebih kuat.
Teknologi cat bener.
Ya.
Mr. Eka pinter nih.
Teknologi cat. Jadi dari catnya juga ketahanannya lebih kuat, gak gampang kegores, gak mungkin ngelotok. Malah tangan kita yang kegores kalau kita. Sering ya? Ngangkat ya? Oh, badan. Jadi kalau ini kita gesek ke tangan kita, sakit Pak. Sakit ini karena mungkin dia bentuknya agak kasar. Pori-porinya mungkin ini ya kayak sempit.
Berarti kalau untuk penggunaan outdoor itu gak masalah.
Gak masalah.
Malah justru memang cocok.
Ya? Dia kuat. Makanya sampai tadi di Mr. Peter tuh nunjukin pagar factory-nya Wharfedale pun dicatnya pakai Rhino Rock Paint.
Oh,
Rhino Rock Paint.
Yang tiang-tiang itu tuh.
Tadi pagar tuh kan foto. Nah, itu dicat.
Gue pikir pakai jotun tadi. Ya kan biasanya kalau kita jotun ya. Oh iya,
nyebut pakai
JT.
Kayaknya kalau dipegang nih.
Ini itu sangat penting dari segi di Indonesia itu, karena kan tangan habis pegang basah apa gimana, jadi pegang speaker gitu biar nggak licin gitu maksudnya.
Kalau licin pegang bawaan biasanya, habis pegang bawaan kan ada minyaknya, licin.
Jadi semua speaker kayunya Wharfedale Pro itu menggunakan coatingnya itu Rhino Rock Paint. Jadi lebih untuk di outdoor ketahanannya lebih bagus, nggak gampang ngelotok.
Berarti udah ada ya jawabannya bahwa memang untuk tipe-tipe yang wood ya, yang kayu ya.
Yang wood itu semua
memang sudah memakai teknologi Rhino Rock Paint yang mana teknologi itu berfungsi untuk lebih untuk durability bodinya ya.
Durability-nya.
Jadi kalau untuk dipakai di outdoor juga kita juga nggak worry. Juga kalau misalnya ngangkat-ngangkat tadi habis ngangkat bawaan juga nggak lengket, nggak licin ya kan. Ini solusi loh sebenarnya.
Solusi.
Pinter ya kan.
Anda bisa ngangkat speaker sambil kawan.
Nah, ini ya memang ini.
Jadi jadi DVP itu sudah include 6 DSP, lebih banyak daripada
Typhoon ya.
Typhoon.
Oh, banyak kan di DVP ya?
Iya.
DSP-nya?
Banyak kan.
Typhoon 4.
Typhoon 4 DSP, di DVP 6 DSP.
Oke.
Sudah
Oh, yang tadi di ini ya, di display itunya, di display.
presentasi
Di
PowerPoint-nya.
gambar modulnya kayak gitu ya.
Modulnya seperti tadi yang kita bisa lihat, bisa dimundurin kalau mau lihat. Sudah ada 6 DSP, sudah tanpa kipas juga, sudah pakai convention cooling system.
Ada yang nanya tadi,
Kelas D
yang
juga.
itu lubang situ buat apa? Segitu lebar katanya.
Jadi ini mungkin dari engineer acoustic box-nya mereka. Jadi sengaja dibikin gitu, mungkin ada mereka punya hitungan sendiri kenapa dibikin lubang seperti itu.
Alasannya udara kali, kelas udara apa gimana sih?
Mungkin flow dari audionya kita itu kan balik lagi ke engineer dari mereka desain box-nya seperti apa. Kalau ya bisa dibilang buat sirkulasi jalan flow signal ini ya suaranya.
Yang jelas menambah tampilan lebih kece.
Makanya jangan ditutup ya itu, soalnya itu mempengaruhi dari
Nah, ini juga
musiknya.
penting. Jangan mentang-mentang, wah gua nggak demen ada lubang, enak aja orang lubang agak demen, ingat. Jangan
bikin sebenarnya itu ada alasannya.
ada alasannya. Jadi jangan tutupin.
Memang untuk acoustic box-nya.
Acoustic box. Nah, itu
Mungkin kalau anggaplah kayak subwoofer, kenapa di lebar gini mungkin kerebetannya bisa lebih lebar.
Nah, berarti udah terjawab ya, teknologi Rhinorok, terus juga tadi
Iris
terus juga kenapa alasannya ada apa? Itu ada ruang di bagian depan dari DVP AX series. Ini juga ada yang double 15-nya ya?
Ada nih belakang double 15.
Tutup pernah gue. Sorry. Nih, barangnya.
Double 15. Tetap ada lubang. Memang
Dua lubangnya?
Dua. Memang alasannya, takut nih kena air nih, tutupin. Jangan. Itu memang alasan acoustic box-nya. Karena mereka desain begitu pun nggak sembarangan, kenapa dibolongin kayak gitu. Mereka punya alasan, dan memang dari hitungan dari penggunaan komponennya pun mereka hitung juga. Karena kan kalau kita tahu, kita buat speaker kita harus tahu volume liter box kayak gimana, komponen dari yang kita pakai itu kapasitasnya kayak gimana. Jadi nggak bisa sembarang gara-gara lubang ini takut kita tutup misalnya, pengaruh jadinya. Soalnya kayak box aja pengaruh berapa milimeter senti aja suaranya bisa pengaruh.
Nah, mendengar ada juga salah satu tipe yang runningnya cepat juga, impact ya Pak Donald.
Impact.
Nah, impact itu mungkin tadi kesenggol-senggol nggak sama Mister?
Enggak, karena kita kan hari ini aktif speaker.
Oh, temanya itu.
Kita temanya hari ini aktif
Maafkan
speaker.
saya kalau begitu.
Karena new face-nya Wharfedale kali ini banyak kan speaker aktif.
Oke, lewati tapi jangan dilupakan.
Lewati tapi jangan dilupakan. Makanya di sini cuma tinggal impact 18.
Betul. Nah, untuk teman-teman yang masih ada pertanyaan mengenai line up Wharfedale yang kayak kita nggak nutup line up yang lain kan? Artinya untuk pertanyaan-pertanyaan
kita open semua.
Kita open semua line up Wharfedale ditanyakan, atau mungkin teman-teman yang sudah menjadi user Wharfedale mungkin ya. Ada pertanyaan mengenai pemakaian lah, routing atau apa segala macam, ini bisa nanti di kolom apa Pak Rengga?
Kolom komentar. Ini ada satu info juga. Mungkin teman-teman ada yang menggunakan DVP double 15 sama single 18.
Oke.
Ada yang ngomong kok subnya nggak keluar. Coba dibalik polaritinya. Di belakang itu ada switch polaritinya. Saya belum sempat cek antara mungkin bisa jadi double 15-nya yang cancel ke 18 atau enggak 18-nya yang cancel ke double 15. Jadi kemarin kita sudah tes, kok nggak kayak subnya ketahan, baratnya nggak kebuka
Tapi
gitu.
setelah
Polarity balik, subnya normal. Itu kalau ada teman-teman yang kendala kayak gitu bisa dicoba.
Nah ya, itu info penting juga karena belum lama ini juga ada info mengenai DVP AX 215 memang dikombain sama si subwoofernya itu. Nah mungkin ini salah satu jawaban yang memang diperlukan sama teman-teman tadi bahwa polaritinya itu bisa dibalik sehingga nanti akan hasilnya bisa maksimal ya.
Kalau yang nggak ngerti polarity, di belakang pas pace. 0 derajat atau 180 derajat.
Kalau gue tanya pola makan sih.
Balik fase.
Pola hidup.
Pola hidup.
Tertib kalau gue.
Tertib.
Sekarang jam yang ngerokok, kata dokter gue ngerokok. Kan.
Kita kali ini podcastnya lama ya Pak.
Sekarang jam berapa ini?
Ini udah mau 4:30 lebih.
4:30, wah kereta masih jam 9.
Karena kita ada tamu dari London dan ada beberapa technical issue juga.
Minggu depan rencana kita apa nih? Kasih teaser aja minggu depan.
Minggu depan kita 2 antena lebih baik.
Wah, udah lebih baik. Kalau 2 istri lebih baik gimana? Enggak, ini kan misal.
Nah, tapi kemarin ada ini loh seminar.
Seminar apa?
Seminar poligami. Bener kan? Ada bannernya kan? Daftar kan? 350.000 kiat-kiat menjalankan poligami.
Mana pasangan pinjam uang 200.000.
Wah, iya. Kok tahu sih?
Jadi kita mau mohon maaf juga, mungkin teman-teman banyak yang bingung dengan kendala bahasa. Bukannya kita nggak mau sambil Peter ngomong kita translate, karena ya kita pertimbangannya waktu. Kalau Peter ngomong 1, 2, 3 kalimat terus kita translate, dia ngomong setengah jam dikali 2 1 jam. Kalau ngomong 1,5 jam, 3 jam dong.
3 jam.
Nah, itu makan waktu, jadi kita mohon maaf juga.
Kadang kan juga bentuknya video kan, kalau nanti teman-teman mau nonton ulang, terus nanti sambil habis sholat tahajud misalnya gitu kan, nonton video ya kan, itu bisa
gini-gini juga Pak. Gini Pak.
Bisa digali pertanyaan nanti di kolom.
Bisa ngomong di menit keberapa, nanti kita balas. Oh ini di menit sekian nih, dia jelasin ini, nggak ngerti nih, tolong dong. Nanti kita bisa bantu untuk jelaskan.
Nah jelas tadi memang banyak pertanyaan, tapi sih memang dia banyak teman-teman yang japri. Ya itu tadi masalah rinorok lah, masalah iris lah.
Ya.
Karena kan memang kan yang jadi pertanyaan pertama tuh pada saat ngeliat Wharfedale itu pasti bentuk corongnya gitu.
Ya,
Karena bentuk corongnya kan ini kan
beda,
elips. Bisa dibilang unik ya. Dia bentuknya elips dan pasti kan juga ada alasannya yang ngebuat itu bisa jadi elips gitu loh. Alasannya apa, dan tadi sudah dijawab sama Mr. Peter juga, tadi sama Koko Alpen dijawab bahwa itu memang adalah salah satu teknologi dari Wharfedale yang bernama
Iris X.
Coba diulang lagi tadi singkatan apa itu?
Jadi Iris X itu I. Increase, R, reduce. Jadi meningkatkan dispersi. I-nya lagi increase, S-nya sensitivity. Jadi meningkatkan radiusnya, meningkatkan sensitivity-nya. Jadi makanya kenapa Wharfedale dari dulu terkenal high-nya cukup lumayan pedes di kuping. Ya karena teknologi itu. Biasa kan orang Indo suka pedes-pedes.
Biasa itu. Anggap mereka nggak pedes nggak dimakan.
Nggak pedes nggak seru kan?
Nggak seru.
Lapar.
Itu lapar semua nih kayaknya.
Nah nanti mungkin di next podcast juga nanti kita akan membahas khusus Wharfedale. Ini mungkin ya, artinya Wharfedale speaker instalasi ya.
Instalasi.
Ini karena juga rasanya cukup menarik juga kalau ini dibahas karena kebutuhan instalasi di Indonesia itu sangat banyak sebenarnya. Jadi dan Wharfedale menjawab itu, dan kita akan tetap ekspor dan akan tetap provide barang-barang yang memang diperlukan untuk market di Indonesia, terutama kalau nanti kita podcast untuk instalasi itu rasanya sangat menarik karena kita ada 2 tipe ya, tipe yang
masuk sekarang ada 2 tipe
Pak Donald ya.
Ada beberapa yang tipe baru, cuman kita belum masukin.
Belum masukin.
Yang tahan air,
waterproof ada.
Istilahnya apa ya?
IP56 atau 54 gitu.
Tipenya itu.
Enggak, sertifikasi.
Ya, sertifikasinya itu dia.
Luar biasa ini merek, masing-masing tipe punya kelebihan berarti.
Ya.
Punya kelebihan. Nah, juga tadi pasti ada pertanyaan kenapa PSX range harga sekian. Typhoon rate harga sekian. Sama-sama fiber. Ya, tapi kan ono rego, ono rupo. Ya.
Jeroane beda.
Jeroane beda. DSP, satu pakai DSP, satu enggak. Cuman ya cendol dawet, ambiar. Tapi walau begitu, PSnya juga tetap punya market sendiri, karena kan memang semua produk itu, satu produk itu nggak mungkin lah menggapai semua segmen,
ya,
pasti kan dia menciptakan beberapa tipe yang bisa justru merambah semua segmen gitu. Oke, mungkin dari Pak Donald, Pak Ayub, Pak Samsudin, ini Mr. Rengga sebagai sutradara podcast kita, ada kalimat-kalimat akhir sebelum mengakhiri hari di hidup ini, hidup ini di hari ini. Jangan.
Kan podcast lagi ntar.
Jadi next kita susah schedule kan? 2 antena lebih baik. Kita dari kemarin singgung-singgung itu udah ada beberapa yang nanya, kenapa tuh ngomongnya 2 antena lebih baik, 2 antena lebih baik.
Berarti brainwash kita berhasil. Brainwash.
2 antena lebih baik.
Kenapa sih?
Suka-suka gua. Gua yang ngomong.
Tapi karena gini loh, karena kita memang peduli sama lingkungan audio gitu. Karena kan
Jadi lingkungan alam.
banyak yang beredar isu-isu kan di lapangan.
Artinya ini kita ingin meluruskan
Isu-isu.
pandangan.
Ada teorinya.
Kita juga ngomong.
Kita ngomong nggak sembarang ngomong.
ngomong.
Kenapa?
Antena sampai 1 kilo, Pak.
Waduh,
Magic ya.
magic.
Ya, 1 kilo, orang timbangnya segi 1 kilo.
Oke, pokoknya nanti kita saksikan bareng-bareng keseruan-keseruan mengenai tema-tema podcast kita berikutnya. Untuk hari ini apa ada pertanyaan?
Itu.
What? Pak Muga Wijaya Pratama dari Bogor. Selamat bergabung, Pak.
Bogor.
Silakan nikmati video yang sudah enggak.
Bisa ditonton lagi.
Bisa tonton lagi, Pak. Nanti di situ.
Di repost, Pak.
Nah, kita juga minta tolong di repost. Like, comment, and share. Nanti Bapak bisa komen di situ. Kalau ada pertanyaan ya nanti akan kita jawab. Pertanyaan seputar Wharfedale Pro. Nah, kebetulan tema yang kita angkat hari ini adalah New Era Wharfedale Pro Indonesia. Tadi juga dijelaskan kenapa New Era itu ya karena beberapa line up baru kita angkat. Terus juga teknologi-teknologi yang dulu sama sekarang itu terus berkembang dari Wharfedale dengan berbagai macam line up produknya dia. Nah, makanya bisa ditonton ulang untuk video-videonya.
Ya, kalau bagian mana nggak ngerti, tinggal di tag menit keberapa kita akan jelaskan. Oh, ada Iwan. Pak Iwan. Iwan mana?
Halo Samarinda.
Ayo, Samarinda.
Oh,
Iwan Samarinda. Siap.
apa kabar, Bro? Barang sudah kirim, Bro, kemarin, Bro. Di VPAX, Bro.
Udah laku, Pak.
Nih,
Ada.
ada lagi Mas Tio tuh.
Wih. Oh, dari Tengahung.
Wah.
Itu yang namanya ya Paradis.
Itu Mas Tio ya?
Tio itu Mas.
Apa kabar Temanggung? Kebetulan Pak Awalnya nggak bisa hadir. Teman satu Temanggung.
Teman satu tembakau. Soalnya tembakaunya banyak.
Setelah wabah, Pak, setelah pandemi berakhir, kita akan berkunjung lagi, Pak. Ngukur aspal.
Ngukur aspal Jawa.
Sepanjang Pulau Jawa. Seperti biasa.
Oh enggak, kita ada planning ngukur aspal Sumatera.
Ilmu gue belum kuat.
Enggak, sampai tengah aja.
Gue baru Jawa deh.
Enggak, sampai selatan aja.
Salah dulu, kan baru ya.
Jadi ada planning kita.
Planning, ya.
Kita sampai mana? Palembang. Sampai Palembang, sampai selatan aja dulu.
Oke, teman-teman. Terima kasih. Kami ucapkan yang sudah ikut bergabung, yang sudah ikut menyimak. Dan sekali lagi, apabila ada pertanyaan, apabila ada komentar, silakan gabung di kolom komentar. Apabila ada pertanyaan, pasti akan kita jawab. Dan nantikan podcast kita minggu depan karena kita ada jadwal tiap minggu itu di hari
Jumat
jam
2:30.
jam 2:30. Dan pastikan teman-teman sekalian tetap stay tune di channel SoundSejati setiap hari Jumat jam
2:30.
Oke, terima kasih, sampai jumpa.
Sampai ketemu 2
Jaga
antena.
kesehatan.